Thank you. So, good morning, everyone. I'm super happy to be here. My name is Hugo. I'm the CEO of DreamWaves, where we want you to see the world through your ears. Orientation is a fundamental challenge for everyone, but for a blind person, orienting yourself is a huge challenge. I want to tell you about Alex. Alex is blind, but from very early on, she got good training, so she became very independent. One day she told me she needed to go to the doctor. She knew the way, but when she went, it was rush hour, so she ended up leaving the subway station through the wrong exit. Feeling lost, she reached to her pocket to use her navigation app to try to get back on track. It was hard to focus on avoiding obstacles in such a busy place and still focus on the instructions from her navigation app, but eventually she got back on track. But shortly after that, she bumped into something on the sidewalk. It was a construction site, so again she had to turn away and try to find an alternative way. She tried, but she got so tired that eventually she got back home and canceled the appointment. I've heard this story many times. For a blind person, mobility means a very high mental effort or being dependent on someone. And this means physical health problems because of lack of mobility, mental health problems because of the feeling of isolation or dependency, and eventually social economy problems because there are over 75% of the blind and visually impaired people are unemployed, according to the European Blind Union. At DreamWaves, we want to change this story. We want to make navigation for Alex and for everyone easy. So we have created WaveOut, an app that you can use to go anywhere simply by listening and following sounds. And for that, we use spatial audio. But what is that? Did you all hear this gong? If I would ask you, where is it in the room? Can you point it there? You heard it, but you didn't see it. And this is exactly what we use to guide people. The fact that we all can understand where a sound comes from without even seeing it, this is what we use, and I'll tell you in a minute. But how did we turn this idea into a product? We started co-designing our app directly with the users. We had input from over 120 blind and visually impaired people and the support from several associations across Europe to make sure that we designed something that could truly support what people really needed. And this is the result. This is how the app works. So just like any other app, you type in a destination, the app calculates a route, and then we use augmented reality to place virtual waypoints along the route connected to real-world locations, this 1, 2, 3 over there. And then we use spatial audio so you can hear the location of the waypoints just like you heard the gong. So if you would now be on the street here, you would hear a sound just in front of you. As you heard the gong, you could just know where the direction is and just follow it. And then you would cross the street. When you get there, the sound will stop and start at the next waypoint. You now would hear it to your left, and you could again turn and follow it, and so on, point by point, until you reach the destination. All that without ever having to look at the screen. We then did the same. We took the app that we had just created, gave it to a group of blind people. What we did to each of the people, we gave them the app, typed in the destination. They did not know where they would go, and we observed how well or not they would get there. And the results were really, really good. Everyone, or the large majority of people, could reach the destination. It was a challenging destination, a specific location within a park, and they could all go very, very easily. And when we asked them, how does this compare to the apps that you're used to, they told us, all of them told us, is a completely different paradigm of navigation. I can't compare. And then we got our biggest compliment. This is a bit like seeing from this user. What he told us is that the fact that there is always a sound there, that he always knows which direction do I have to go to, this is a major difference. And this is actually our major difference to other apps. There are a lot of apps out there. One of them even won the competition a few years ago. But we are the only ones right now who combine accurate localization without the need of any infrastructure with intuitive wayfinding using this spatial audio concept. Now, in the world, there are about 250 million people facing these challenges every day. In Europe alone, there are 20 million. And what we want to do is to improve their quality of life by having more movement, more physical health, more mental health by feeling more independent, and eventually be employed, get to economical sustainability, and feel members of the society. And for that, we are already having pilots with Fundão, for instance. We start next week with the local government of a small municipality in Portugal, and we are also negotiating pilots with other players in Lisbon. Now, this is not just for blind people. There is a global market opportunity for a technology like this. elderly people could definitely benefit from easier navigation technology. Bike riders in the city who shouldn't look at the screen and while they're riding could have safer rides. And tourists could visit the city focusing on their surroundings instead of looking at the phone while they need to find further way. The app is on the App Store with a freemium subscription plan. Most of the functionality is free, and things like obstacle detection will come from the premium, but our main revenue stream will come from licensing the technology to companies building their own apps. Companies like food delivery companies or electrical scooters who want to have their own apps could use our app. And here we have already our first two enterprise customers securing 70K in revenue this year. We are a team combining very different knowledges and backgrounds. We combine business, technology, marketing, and design. But what brings us together is the urge and the willingness to work on something that can have a true impact in people's lives. Since we started with our very small prototype in 2018, we acquired funding to build this prototype together with the people. We put the apps on the App Store. We got our first revenues. We are now fundraising. And we want, by the end of the year, to have started this and at least another pilot. And the focus for the next year is to build and scale a community so we can reach our first 1,000 people. And that's one of the reasons also why we are here today. We ask for your support to reach this first 1,000 users. With your financial help, we can hire someone that can be dedicated full-time to work with associations, to engage ambassadors and influencers, to work with the municipalities and to work with social media. And we also ask to the help of everyone, not just the financial help. Anyone here in this room or anyone on the stream, anyone can just download the app, give us feedback, tell your friends, tell blind people that you know. Help us reach the first 1,000 users. Thank you very much.